All right, guys. So today we're going to be doing a lesson on which image doesn't belong with the rest of them. Okay? Do you think you can tell me which one? Give me a thumbs up. Not right now. Just give me a thumbs up if you think you can tell me. All right. So while we're looking at the images, I want you to think about like portion size and how they are split up and other things that you might notice. Okay? All right. So I have the image there. Can everyone see the image?
Yes.
All right, so moving right along, I'm gonna write down, you're gonna each give me reasons why you think one of the images doesn't belong, and I'll write it down here for all of us to be able to see, okay?
Okay.
All right, and let me make sure it's still recording. Yep. All right, so raise your hand if you want to go first and tell me why one specific image doesn't belong. Layton?
I think C doesn't belong because they're not equal and all the other ones are.
You think all the other ones are?
Um,
I'll write that.
um,
They're not equal, but look at the other ones, Layton.
yeah,
Hold on 1 second.
okay.
Kinsley?
I think, no, I'm Kendall.
Kendall, sorry.
I think it's, A because that's the only one that is equal because C, D, and B are like only one is colored in, but A has two colored in.
So maybe you said that A was the only one that was equal, but I think B is equal too. But what you just said about colored in is true.
Yeah.
So can you tell me you might not be able to tell me this and that's okay, but can you tell me the amount that's colored in A?
Two, but the
Two
rest
what?
are two,
Fourths?
yeah.
Okay. So we'll say that A has two colored in, right?
And the rest has one.
Okay. Good job.
Because the C has one colored in, the D has one colored in, and the B has one colored
But
in.
A has two.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think that one doesn't belong.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing. Kendall.
Kinsley.
Kinsley. I'm sorry. Y'all know I can't tell you apart.
So I think it's A too because I agree with Kendall on hers.
You agree.
Yeah, and also, the A are the only ones that are even colored in, and also the other ones are only colored in one, and A is colored in two. It's
Okay.
different from all the others.
So going right off of what sister said, you think because A has two colored in, whereas the rest only have one colored in, right? Okay. Dion, what would you like to add?
I think it's D because all of them because all of them are like going like up and down.
So D has what kind of lines, Dion?
They're like
Diagonal.
Just like my hair, see? Diagonal.
Good. So only one with diagonal lines. Good, Dion. I also noticed
And
that.
this one does not have even ones, but these ones, but C technically does because these two are even and then the two boxes are even.
So can someone tell me what Dion just said about the portion sizes for D? What did he say, Layton?
For D, the portion sizes for vertical, but yet again
They're diagonal, but they're not what?
they're not equal.
They're not equal. Good job. So Dion said that the portion sizes in D are not equal. And then Dion also brought up another good point. When we first look at C, it might not look like they're even portion sizes, but they are, right?
Yeah.
It's just that two are what?
Different.
They're different because they are what shape?
Square.
And then two are
Rectangle.
good job. Does anyone have anything for B? Why B may not belong? Look at it for just a minute. Kenzie.
Because I'm learning fractions,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm used to like first of them being colored in, but I'm not like used to just first blank and then it's shaded.
So B, the one shaded is in the what?
Second column.
The one shaded is in the second column. Good job. I did not notice that, Kenzie. That's a good one. Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Um,
Look at the shapes of A, B, C, and D. Is there one that's different, Carrie?
So B is a rectangle.
B,
It's a rectangle
okay.
and the rest are squares.
B is a rectangle, good.
oh yeah, no, she's right because that the B is longer, like the longer like outline than the rest of them.
Okay.
All squares and everything.
So anybody else want to add anything? Kendall, sorry. Kendall.
I also realized that like inside the rectangle, there's four, like the whole thing is covered in rectangles, but the C, it does have some rectangles, but the other ones are squares. So not all of them, only A, C, and D have like not really rectangle.
So
but
B
is the only one that is covered in rectangles.
So portions in B are rectangles, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Would anybody like to add on to what she just said about the portions in image B being rectangles, Layton?
I noticed that B has, well, I noticed about all of them. All of them have 4 columns and 4 squares in each wood. So it's, all of them are equal in their different ways.
In their different ways. So do you think there might not be one that belongs?
I think all of them.
You don't think there's one right? Good, Kenzie. All right, Dion, what would you like to add?
The reason why I think either B or D doesn't stand out is because B is the only one that's rectangle, and if you turn the squares, like if you put the end of the squares, like the tip, like the squares pointing down, there'll be a diamond, but you can't make a diamond with B.
So C, you could potentially make a diamond. Good job.
Indeed.
Good.
But the only one that you can make a diamond with is B, because if you turn it around like that, it doesn't look like a shape.
And it doesn't.
Okay, so let's think back to the portion sizes. So the sizes of the shapes that are within the shapes, okay? And we had said this a while ago, but I forgot to write it down. You guys said that image C was the only one with 2 different shapes, right? So image C has which 2 shapes?
Different.
So like a square and
Like
a
rectangle.
Square and a rectangle. Perfect.
but they're all equal. They all have 4.
How do you know they're all equal, Kinsley?
Because wait,
Kendall?
it's because that like 4 is an even number, and if that is an even number, that means it's equal. But if it's an odd number and all of them are 5 or 3, it would not be even.
But we see how in image C the sides are shorter,
Mhm.
but in the squares, but in the rectangles the length is what? Longer. Good job, Layton. All right, let's look back at image A. Does anybody have anything to add on why image A may not belong? And I think we also said this, but I forgot to write it. What shape is image A split into in the portions? Carrie?
Squares. And
Squares.
A is all squares and the rest don't have all squares.
Perfect. So you think that A does not belong because it's split into only squares.
Because this one,
Square
diagonal
portion.
lines, and this one's a rectangle, and this only has 2 squares in the rest.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing your thinking. And I think we also kind of briefly talked about this as well, but each one has how many unshaded portions? Look at the unshaded portions in each share. Why might A but not belong? Layton?
Because it only has 2 unshaded portions, and all the rest of them have 3 unshaded.
Perfect.
Miss.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. All right. Now, going back to what Kenzie said, she said there might not be a right answer. So, are we good with the information we have?
Yes.
What would you like to add?
The reason that it's only 2, is because it was shaded with 2.
It was shaded with 2. Okay. Dion.
Another reason why I think it's D is because D's also made up of different shapes, because these ones are long, and these ones are triangles.
Perfect. So those diagonal lines make the different size shapes. Good. I like your thinking, Dion. Carrie.
So letter C could be all squares, but you have to cut. So if you put these together and cut it in half, it'll be all squares.
Okay. So it could be all squares. Okay. So now, hands down. It's okay. It's okay. At when we first started this, you may have thought in your head that one image didn't belong. So Kenzie might have thought that A didn't belong, but now her thinking might have been different. So can somebody take time and tell me if your thinking has changed from when we first started writing until now? Layton, how has your thinking changed? Which one did you think didn't belong at first?
C, but now my thinking has changed to D or B, but I can't really decide because.
But you think C does belong now, right? So your thinking changed from C to B or D. Good. Carrie, how has your thinking changed?
So I started off thinking it was C, and now I think it's B.
Okay. Kenzie?
I started off with A, but I really still think it's A.
So your thinking didn't change. Good. Okay. All right. Hands down. If you didn't get to share, that's okay. We're going to move right along and keep talking, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Are we going to a different image?
Nope. We only had one image.
Okay.
All right. So today's, oh, my thing is away.
Is the phone still recording?
Yes, we are still recording.
Good.
All right.
Okay. Oh, I like your nails.
Thank you. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, so really quickly, if we had a cookie, one big cookie, and we were sharing it with all of us, so there would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we had one big cookie and we were sharing it, how could we split it up so that we all got an equal portion? Carrie?
We could pizza slices. We could cut them into little triangles.
Okay, so would you make them the same size or different sizes? If we all wanted the same amount.
We would make them the same size, but it would just be like a little bit smaller than a pizza.
Okay, so it would be the same size but smaller than a pizza slice. Yep, good. All right. Hold on 1 second.
Will it be a big cookie or just a cookie?
It would probably have to be a big cookie if we all wanted some. Don't you think?
Like about as big as your head.
Yeah.
We'll have to keep on putting cookie powder into one thing and then put it on a pan. And then we just gonna have to warm it up for a long time to make it humongous.
I know.
All right.
Me too.
So, if we were looking at image D, and we kind of talked about this a little bit while ago, I think Carrie said that it could be split into equal portions. So if we were looking at image D, and it didn't have the portions broke up yet, how might we split it into those equal portions or fair shares? Kind of like the cookie. So if we had image D, which shape is image D? A square. So if we had a square, how could we split it up into equal portions? What lines should we draw, Layton?
I think we should draw diagonal lines, but we could draw lines that go side to side, so columns.
Okay, so you could do columns, which are seen in which image there?
D.
We were taught, yep, B has columns. Now, is there another way you might could draw or show equal portions, Carrie?
Since you were talking about D, we could do diagonal lines.
But diagonal lines, I don't think would show equal portions.
Yeah.
Because look at D, we have 2 small and then we have 2 big.
Yeah.
Kinsley?
You could just flip it over. You can do that. Like you could put it this way.
So you could flip rows. You could flip them. Good. Is there another way? There's one way I'm thinking of.
Oh.
Kinzel?
Maybe. Oh wait. Maybe you should like. So like each corner, if you have enough room, you could make like little tiny squares, so everybody could get an equal piece.
Like this?
Yes. But like a
Perfect.
little bit more, so everybody.
If
can get
we all,
Yeah.
yes, then they would be a little bit smaller. But
But
are
those
all
are
of
pizza
these
sizes.
like your pizza sizes? But are all of those the same size? Yes, which is what, well, not exactly beyond, because I can't draw, but they should be. So that would create equal
groups
or
Parts.
parts. Thank you, Dion. Good job.
Sections.
Sections. Good job.
You have a lot of words for that.
All right. Now I want you to take just a minute and look at what we just looked at and maybe look at our reasons and wait about 20 seconds and then we're going to move on, okay?
So short.
Just look. Just think about what we just talked about. What, Dion?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Another reason why I think it's B is because B's the only one that has a bunch of lines. Like most of them only have like 2 or like 3 or 4 lines. But
Okay.
this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines.
Okay.
It has more.
All right. Hold on. Think about what we just wrote.
I want it.
Shh.
I'm beating this
Sorry.
Because my blood is rushing to the side of my face.
All right. So does everyone feel good about what we discussed today and went over?
Yes.
All right. Anybody have any questions?
No.
No questions? All right. Thank you guys. Hold on one second.